This is Lynn, and I am here with Captain Unicorn Pants. Is that what you wanted?
Well, actually, if I can call you Betty, you can call me Al.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. Today we are doing a book tag with some of my friends from Geeks and Beauties, which you stubbornly haven't joined. But
lazy, or lack time, or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So
excuse.
We are doing the burn, reread, rewrite. I can't talk tag. This is a book tag. It's kind of like the bleepity bleep, marry or kill tag, except it's about books. So, in order to ensure that our marriage can literally survive the apocalypse, we are going to be giving the pairings of 3 to each other, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. But make sure you watch all of the other collabs to get some book reviews, see some hilarious moments, and just be entertained. And let me know what books are your absolute ride or die books, because I have some in here that I literally could not do without, and my husband is cheating on me with a unicorn, so that's awesome. So why don't you give me the first 3 so I can demonstrate maybe how this is done.
Okay, I shall pick 3 out of here. I only know what some of these are. So.
I decided to do book series, by the way. One of his on here for sure I know is a book series. I'm not sure about the other ones.
Not so much.
Okay.
Alright, let's go with Hunger Games, Divergent, and Kill's Legacy?
Kill's Legacy, yes. Okay, so that was not that hard, actually. So, I have read through all of those series. The Hunger Games and Divergent are obviously pretty well known. They're both young adults. Kill's Legacy, is that the series name?
Yeah, that's just what you wrote on here. So.
Well, then that's the series name. There's different books, obviously, within the series. That is not young adult. That is an adult series. It is about a... Well, yeah, she's a courtesan, we'll say. We'll call it that politely. But she is raised in a society where it is considered a good thing to be a lady or gentleman or person of the evening.
Like a Firefly?
Kind of like that. They kind of garner the same amount of respect.
Companion.
So, there you go. Well, it's not all about the sexual content. There definitely is some in there, so be prepared if you go and explore this series. I will have all of the books linked down below for you. So that would be my reread, because it is really well written, it is enjoyable, and I could definitely go through it again, because the main character is somebody I identify with, because she's kind of been faced with a lot of oppression and just a lot of people not believing in her or thinking she's really very much, but she overcomes that. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Hunger Games series, and that would be my rewrite, because it was good, it was okay, but I feel like there could have been a little bit better writing. There are a couple holes in the stories here and there. I feel like the love triangle was overplayed and kind of just, I don't know, what do I want to say?
I don't know.
I mean, you saw the movies. They're exactly like the books. So.
I was going to read the book, but then I got halfway through the first one and then it disappeared and I was too lazy to find another copy.
Well, that kind of tells you that maybe it needed to be a little more riveting. The book that's being made into a movie, book series, Divergent, or it's already been made into a movie, You Are a Goomba. I would burn just because it wasn't the worst young adult series I've ever read. It just wasn't the best. I mean, it was just...
I only saw the first movie and really just didn't understand the point, and I can really kind of see why after like 3 movies they decided to just send the last one to the straight to DVD, nether regions.
Yeah, the end of at least the books is anticlimactic. It kind of makes the lead up pointless, and the whole I don't know, I don't want to kill the books for you guys because it's not that they're that bad, but everybody's seen the movie at this point, and the fact that they didn't know they were living inside of this tiny bubble that the rest of the world isn't like is kind of hard to believe, I guess. The whole premise is just kind of like, really? I'm going to say sideways story from Wayside School. John dies at the end in the Dark Tower series.
Okay. Let's
You ready to burn your childhood memories?
let's go ahead and burn the Dark Tower just because it would start all over again anyway.
Oh! Loophole!
Suck it!
That's beautiful, actually. Kind of hot.
Let's see. Probably reread John Dies at the End because it's just awesome. And that's my go-to movie to watch when I'm drunk, and she hates it.
I don't hate it.
She finds it very
find
strange.
it really easy to fall asleep to after you've been drinking.
Yeah. And then I'd rewrite Sideways Story of some Wayside School to involve myself in it because I would love to play with those kids and their weirdness because that's just a freaking awesome school. And
see, I'd put the kids in it.
our kids would just burn the school down and there wouldn't be anything left to be weird in.
That's a possibility. Not gonna lie.
You'll also note I didn't talk anywhere near as much as her.
I'll edit mine out.
Yeah.
I'll do better next
Oh,
time.
and if you need a description of those,
Yeah.
then, well, I feel sorry for you because they're all awesome and you should have already read all of them by now, so that is your own shortcoming there.
None of that is true.
I will give more descriptions of some of the lesser known ones later on.
Me.
Me.
Your turn.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's go. Alright, so for you, we'll go Dark Tower, Song of Ice and Fire, and Wheel of Time.
Do you hate me? Do you want to hurt me?
Well, I am about to fart, so that may answer your question.
No, that'll just kill me.
That is saved for posterity right there.
Oh. Ew.
She's probably going to edit that shit out.
Your fart? Probably not.
Oh.
Okay.
I use the S word for a reason there, because, you know. Are you done avoiding the question here?
No. Alright, well, F you, I'm gonna burn the Dark Tower for the same BS excuse that you came up with.
Way to be original there, dear.
Don't care. Don't care. It's a great series. But, I'd like to burn the movies. The first movie. That's another.
It was too ambitious for its own good.
It was too pandering to people who've never seen it and forgot about its fan base. Anyway.
So you're saying it forgot the face of its father?
It did forget the face of its father. It's not a gunslinger. Anyway. Alright, what do we got? Game of Thrones or Wheel of Time? Wheel of Time needs a rewrite because there were at least 5 books that didn't need to exist. Because I think Brandon Sanderson coming in and finishing the series honestly really saved it. It's a long, epic fantasy, really, really good start, really, really good finish, middle dragged badly. And the original author actually passed away while he was writing it, so that never helps. So I would definitely reread Game of Thrones because by the time
if you read one page a day starting now, by the time you're done, it might be up to the next book.
Probably not, but yeah, I'm going to need to refresh myself because George R.R. Martin is going to be that slow coming out with another book. So, there you go. My turn.
We know.
We're not on South Park. I'm going to go with Outlaws of the Marsh, American Gods, and A Time to Kill.
Okay. Time to Kill, you probably know what that is. If you haven't read the book, you probably have seen the movie, and if not the movie, just the scene of Samuel L. Jackson shouting out about how he hopes they dies and he hopes they burn in hell because he's Samuel L. Jackson.
I've never actually read the book.
Oh.
I probably should.
Yeah. American Gods is actually currently a miniseries on Stars right now. Haven't seen that, but really good book by Neil Gaiman. Honestly, anything of his is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Basically involving, gods of the old Norse and, African and Asian and all those other gods, mixing with the gods of news such as technology and money and whatnot. And a man stuck in the middle of them.
It's a really interesting premise and just really well done in my opinion.
And then Outlaws of the Marsh was written in China like 500-600 years ago or so. It's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,200 pages total. There's been quite a few different translations of it over the years. The one I read was by, I want to say Pearl Buck. I think that's right. I always forget. No, her name's Pearl. His name? I'm not sure. Anyway, you know, it's about the best translation you can do of, you know, a 500-year-old Chinese text. It's considered one of the classics of Chinese literature, up there with Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and I forget what the other ones are. But
you've read some of the other ones, haven't you?
Nah, I downloaded them and never actually made it around to them. Let's see, out of those, I forgot which ones I was doing. American Gods,
A Time to Kill.
A Time to Kill, and Outlaws of the Marsh.
Right.
Let's see, I would burn A Time to Kill, because out of those three is probably the one that, you know, I don't want to say I enjoyed the least, but that's probably the best way to figure it. I mean, it wasn't a bad book or anything, but it's one of those where, you know, it's just...
We have Samuel L. Jackson to tell the story. I mean... Yeah,
you don't really need the book when you have him. And you
also except for Go to Fuck to Sleep, I mean...
You also have Matthew McConaughey in that.
Alright.
He was the lawyer
and he was.
Yeah. I'm going to say rewrite on Outlaws of the Marsh, simply because I don't have how many hours I need to reread it. Because that 1,200 pages, that is in like, you know, 4-point font. I mean, it is freaking tiny. And again, it's one of those where, you know, translation aside, would, you know, if I could rewrite it, then, you know, maybe fix some of the translation errors and whatnot. But it's a really great story, and apparently it's something on my tongue. And then reread American Gods, because I've reread it a couple of times, and, you know, it's a good book.
It's just so good every time.
Yeah. So, that is that 3.
Alright, lay it on me. I think we'll probably only have time for one more.
Yeah. So. I'll just pick 3 in a row. The Selection, The Others series, and Mistborn series.
Selection, Burn in Hell. The Selection, I think, is by Kiera Cross or Cass, one of the two.
I can't read your writing. So
I put Cross, but I'm not actually sure.
Chris Cross will make you jump.
Jump. Okay, so The Selection, you guys all probably know, it's another young adult one. As you can tell, I only have a limited tolerance for young adult stuff just because it's all so freaking similar. It's
yes, but we're not Kevin Spacey. We don't enjoy a young adult that much.
Oh my, that was a good one. You're going to hell, but I liked it. This is how he's acting how we usually act. I'm
actually slightly restrained right now.
Yeah.
She already yelled at me earlier off camera.
Oh well, it was on camera, but I'm editing it out.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to make sure it's still recording?
Yeah,
Bachelor in post-apocalyptic BS, whatever. No. It was okay. I mean, it was okay. I read some of the series. So I think, those are 2 really good series.
Well, it's not like you're burning either of them.
I know. I just don't know if I could write either of them better. I think I would rewrite the Story of the Others or whatever by Anne Bishop, even though it's one of my absolute favorites. Are you joking? Anne Bishop is an amazing author, and I think this is one of her best series, A, because there's not any major sexual element in it other than sexual tension, and they allude to sex, so it can really be read by anybody. There is a lot of violence in it, though.
So the rest of her stuff's like Harlequin stuff?
It's not Harlequin, but there's more. I don't know how to explain it, but it's still not tame at all. But it's a really well done series. But I will say that the 2 people that you want to get together, and that probably eventually will, it's a freaking tease. Like, we're on like book number 5 or 6 now, and I think they've like kissed. And it's like, Come on, Anne. You can speed it up a little. You can speed it up a little, so I might rewrite that part. And I would definitely reread whatever the last series was.
Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson.
Yes, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. That is actually probably considered like young adult, but it is really, really good. And I could reread that series a lot. It's just amazing. I can't recommend it enough. Okay. 7 Habits of
Highly effective.
7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We're going to go with Sliced, and we're going to go with Dianetics.
Ooh. Going with 2 non-fictions and 1 crazy ramblings of an insane man.
Science fiction writer.
Yeah.
Terrible sense.
Okay, so 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or some variation thereof, you probably are well aware of, so I'm not going to go too deep into that. Sliced is actually a bodybuilding book, which if you can't tell from my, incredibly manly physique of man booberies and beer gut here, it's one of those books that just like, it was in like, we were in high school sitting down in the library and just like, I happened to see it and like, I looked at it and I'm like, oh, this is a bit ridiculous. And like, looked at it, there was just so much absurdity in there. It's like, it's got a spot where it just talks about like the different levels of being ripped and how you can only like achieve like the shredded state for like, hours at a time. And it was just kind of ridiculous. And then later I got it off Amazon for like $1 and read through it. And it's one of those where...
Is it full of correct information or terrible information?
I assume it's mostly correct. I mean, it's one of those where,
from the 80s when it was written.
Well, I mean, every single, book will tell you something different. Mm-hmm. And then Dianetics, if you don't know what it is, it's hard to explain.
It's what you harass my friends with when you're drunk.
Yeah. It's basically L. Ron Hubbard trying to sell Scientology without actually telling you it's Scientology and claiming it's just a self-help book. But, it's talking about, auditing and getting the clear and how people who've been through the program never get sick and have higher IQs and can please their wives. And it doesn't actually say that, but,
If you are a Scientologist and you're watching this is genuinely how I feel, and if it offends you, pretty much. I'm sorry if it offends you, but I don't agree with any part of it, so that's what that is. What are we burning?
Oh, okay, let's burn the 7 habits.
Why?
Because I don't really feel like rereading it.
Or rewriting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will reread Sliced, because, why not? And I will rewrite Dianetics, but I won't actually really rewrite it so much as, those Hallmark cards where you open it up and it plays a song? I would just make it so that every page of Dianetics is like that, and it just plays, circus music on every single page. So every time you turn the page, it just goes do 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 do. And then on the last page, I'll install a punching bag that just punches you right in the junk.
Oh, I'd buy you that.
So, is that our last one?
That is our last one. Because we talk too much to do anymore.
Anyway, for all you Scientologists that stopped watching, well...
You're gone anyway.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say because you'd have to edit it out.
Thank you. You're learning.
Penis doodle wiener cock.
So, we would... Really?
What?
We would like to thank everybody who has made it to the end. I'm not really sure how you did it, but let me know. And... do you have anything to say?
I just kind of had a burp there that didn't go well. I'm sorry. That's all I got right now.
So please, if you haven't already, please subscribe. He has a channel with, he has a channel with no videos on it called Daddy Wears No Pants. Feel free to...
Did I ever actually publish that? I don't know. There's
a channel, but there's no content whatsoever.
Just like me.
He also has a Twitter and an Instagram he never uses. I don't know if they are. So,
I don't know either.
We're gonna let him run around the yard till he tires and then put him to bed, and I will catch you next one.
And that actually means put me to sleep. Long sleep, because I'm worth more dead than alive.
Well, that's not entirely true. Anyway, we will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.